organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, the already high cost of farmland in Iowa is still rising. We'll tell you how local farmers are affected.
And find out how bad credit scores can affect your future jobs.
And in sports, will Hawkeye running back Mark Wiseman recover in time to see the field this week? We'll have Kirk Ferentz's answer coming up.
That's all coming your way next. Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning into your Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Alyssa Bergamini.
And I'm Ryan Jones. The price of Iowa farmland jumped another 7.7% since March and over 18% since last September.
The increase is a continuing trend that has many new farmers struggling to break ground and get their hands on good soil. Daily Iowan TV's Rebecca Hager reports from the field.
Riley Harbaugh is a farmer with no land of his own. And at over $8,000 an acre, he won't be buying anytime soon.
Ground, that's a really long-term goal for me. It's going to be ridiculously hard. I mean, rents are at record high.
It's becoming harder and harder for farmers like Riley to break into the business, which is why more young entrepreneurs are taking caution. This is in part because a lot of unique expenses make it difficult to run a farm. A $300,000 combine is nothing compared to the hundreds of thousands of dollars in land that it may cover every fall. Farmers invest millions of dollars to build and maintain their businesses. Consider this. A farm that can support a family is usually at least 200 acres. At a modestly priced $8,000 per acre, that's going to cost a new farmer over $1.5 million. That doesn't cover the cost of machinery either. Throw in the expensive seeds, pesticide, diesel, and other supplies, and you've got yourself a multi-million-dollar startup. And it's not getting any cheaper. In Iowa, a piece of top-quality farmland may have costed a farmer less than $3,000 per acre in 2002. Today, that same piece of farmland would cost a farmer a much bigger price, one that has over quadrupled. The price of farmland has been going nowhere but up.
It'll be tough to buy such ground since it's going for $10,000, $12,000 an acre in some areas in the state.
Is over $10,000 an acre worth it when trying to build an enterprise?
It's worth it because I love doing what I do. I love farming with a passion and feeding the world, helping people, just being neighborly and being a traditional farmer is what I thrive to be.
But to be successful, Riley will have to climb the ladder to success, one rung at a time. Rebecca Hager, Daily Iowan TV.
Riley Harbaugh is currently a student at Kirkwood Community College and plans to attend Iowa State University before building his own farm.
The Iowa City School Board will vote Tuesday night on how they will allocate their tax funds. The board will likely decide to adopt a new security for advanced vision of education, or the SAVE plan. The board has grappled for months on how to fund a new high school and improve elementary schools. Iowa City School District Superintendent Stephen Murley recommends the plan, which will place school infrastructure local option funds in state's hands. The funds will be allocated based on the number of students in each district. This will amount to $870 per student. This means the Iowa City School District would receive $10.6 million in fiscal 2013. The vote is likely to pass since many board members have already expressed their support.
University of Iowa police arrested a man Monday after he was found intoxicated in the University of Iowa main library. Police found 31-year-old Dustin Williams sleeping in front of a computer. According to the police, Williams had an open container of alcohol next to him at the time. When police asked Williams how much he had to drink, he said, quote, "not enough." Police say Williams restricted his arrest and had to be carried out of the library.
Iowa City police took away a man's BB gun Monday after he allegedly shot it in the direction of city workers. Police say Frederick Krause hid his BB gun in the hood of his car before officers arrived at the scene. Kraus denied that the shooting was at the city workers. He told police that he was aiming for birds near his house on 77th Street in Iowa City. Kraus eventually surrendered his BB gun. Police also seized a pellet gun rifle.
And still to come on Daily Iowan TV, your credit score may not only hurt your wallet, but your life after college.
And in sports, we have an inclusive interview with Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week, Anthony Hitchens.
That's coming up in just a bit, but now let's check in with Daily Iowan TV's Whitney Blakemore for your local forecasts. Now Whitney, today was almost a perfect fall weather. Are we going to see more of that?
Thanks, Ryan. Unfortunately, tomorrow will look nothing like today's weather. In the morning, we will start off with 51 degrees. Then in the afternoon, it will hit a chilly high of 61 degrees. Make sure you take an umbrella with you when you leave because there is a 50% chance of rain. Then in the evening, it will cool down to 39 degrees, but luckily the rain should be over by then. Looking into the next couple of days, unfortunately, you will need to keep that umbrella with you. Thursday will only have a high of 49 degrees with a 60% chance of rain. Then on Friday, you can expect even more rain with a high of 50. Luckily, the rain should be gone for this weekend's football game and warm up slightly to 61. Then Sunday and Monday will be back around the 70s for some more great weather. So try to stay dry this week with all the rain. That's a look at your weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Whitney. And a new study by the Society of Resource Management found that credit reports could affect students' job prospects. Now, we have Daily Iowan TV's Whitney Blakemore again to have more on how the university is helping students raise their credit scores.
From food to tuition, students are finding themselves spending more money than they thought during college. For most, turning to credit cards and student loans are about the only option they have. The university is now working on a program to help students be money smart.
Credit money management is a service offered by Horizon Counseling. They have it based in Coralville as well as in Cedar Rapids, and kind of a contract that the university has signed to allow students to seek free counseling advice related to their finances.
Deciding to have a credit card or not varies from student to student.
I haven't really ever needed to have one because I just have student loans and I never put anything on credit. Waiting till the real world comes to start that.
I use it an okay amount, I guess, a couple times a week, but not too often.
The program has a lot of features, such as tracking your monthly spending and preventing credit card debt.
I think counseling service like this is going to allow students to be slightly more proactive, maybe not preventing the credit card debt, but getting ahead in terms of having to deal with it after they're done graduating.
Whitney Blakemore, Daily Iowan TV.
The program is free for students and is offered every Wednesday and Thursday from 12:30 to 4:30 in the UISG offices in the IMU.
The bond for the man charged with the murder of an Iowa girl in 2005 has been set for $2 million. Casey Frederickson, who is charged with first-degree murder and sexual abuse in the murder case of 5-year-old Ebony Miller, made his initial court appearance Tuesday. Frederickson was babysitting Miller at the family's home in Floyd County when she went missing. Miller's body was found in the Cedar River a few days later. A preliminary hearing for the case is set for October 26th.
Cuban travelers will now have one less thing to carry with them while traveling to Cuba. For the past 50 years, Cubans have been required to carry an exit visa to travel abroad. The elimination of this law will make it easier for Cubans to travel. The only documents citizens will need to carry are a passport and a visa from the country that they are going to be.
Experts say that President Obama needed to step up his game in Tuesday night's presidential debate. Polls after the first debate show that the public thought GOP candidate Mitt Romney took control of the debate 2 weeks ago. Obama and Romney answered questions from about 80 people in a town hall format. The debate centered around domestic and foreign policy issues.
And at least 90 people were killed in Syria Tuesday after the Syrian military unleashed airstrikes and artillery shelling in the north. The bombs targeted rebels inside the country. The UN recently said more Syrians are in need of assistance from the World Food Program as the civil war intensifies.
And now Daily Iowan TV's Annie Constable is here for your look at Hawkeye sports.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. What a weekend for Hawkeye football. The Hawks, who sat at a dismal 2-2 mark after non-conference play, have rebounded after 2 consecutive Big Ten wins and now sit atop the Big Ten standings. Their leader and head coach Kirk Ferentz took the podium today for the first time since the Black and Gold's huge 19-16 double overtime win over Michigan State. Among the things discussed were the Penn State defense, the status of sophomore wrecking ball Mark Wiseman, and the possibility of fellow sophomore Jordan Canzeri seeing the field for the first time this season.
You know, we flipped the page Monday and, got another big challenge on our hands this weekend coming up. Penn State comes into town, and they've won 4 straight games, as I know you know, and they're really playing well in all phases. So it's going to be another challenge for us, and we'll turn our sights to starting our preparation this afternoon. We've got a lot of work to do. They got 3 outstanding linebackers. Their front 4 guys are really good. Hill is an outstanding football player. They got a bunch of guys that are really good, but Hill is even, I think he's their leader in that down 4 group. Their linebackers are really good. Like I said, they're very athletic in the secondary. So that's, they got a lot of good football players on that team, and it's going to be tough for us to try to match up against them because they're talented. They're really good, and they play hard. Their whole team plays hard, and they really, that's why they're winning, because they play hard and they execute and they don't beat themselves.
Kirk, can we get an update on Weissman and his sprained ankle?
Yeah. They did an MRI yesterday, so that was positive. At least there's nothing overly concerning based on that. But all that being said, he does have a sprained ankle. He'll maybe do some light work here the next couple days. We'll see where he's at Thursday. But I think realistically, you're talking about a guy trying to be a running back, not a guy doing something otherwise. And, I think he'd have a lot of progress to make prior to be able to play. So we'll just have to take the mental approach. He's not going to be here. If he does join us, that'd be great.
Does this mean Canzeri plays for sure on Saturday?
We have a very limited pool of guys right now, so I'd say it's realistic to think that he's thick into it. And it's a good news. I just said on the Big Ten, the radio thing. That's the good news. It's amusing in some ways, only that we're like, okay, the Calvary's coming. He's played 1 game, right? And I forget how many snaps he's taken or carries. They were tough carries, but at least he's played. He's been tackled at the Division I level, so that's a positive, and he's looked good in practice. So I think right now, given our circumstance, it's realistic to think that he'll play.
And while head coach Ferentz may have been ready to move on to Penn State, 2 Hawkeyes have been honored for this past Saturday's performance. Place kicker Mike Meyer was named Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week for the 2nd time this season after his game-winning 42-yard kick in double overtime lifted the Hawkeyes to a 19-16 victory over the Spartans. And the nation's leading tackler, Anthony Hitchens, finally got a little respect of his own, earning Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week for the first time in his career. Earlier today, I caught up with the Big Ten's leading tackler, and as you'll see, the Lorain, Ohio native is just as humble now as he was before his breakout season started.
Annie Cosmo standing alongside Anthony Hitchens. Anthony, you just won Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. Can you talk about what that means to you as a player in this conference?
I think it means a lot. I feel like as a team, my teammates was pushing me hard this week. I was fortunate to make those plays, but I got to give credit to my defensive line for keeping my linemen off me.
And now you're being mentioned in the same sentence as Greenway. You're leading the NCAA in tackles per game, Big Ten tackles per game. What does that mean to you?
Those just numbers. It's a good thing that I'm up there, but, by me leading that, it's not going to get us any wins or nothing like that. So I'm just trying to focus on getting better right now.
And what do you use as motivation to go into these games?
Coach Ferentz gives us motivation every day. He thinks we're a team that can always improve, and he said that's the exciting thing about it. So as long as we just got the mindset of trying to improve every day.
And going into Penn State, what is going to be your toughest battle?
Stopping and run. We always, want to stop the run every game. We want to be able to run the ball and stop the run. So, going in every game, that's probably the toughest thing to do.
All right. Well, thanks for your time.
Well, unfortunately, we're out of time for today, but check for updates on a number of Hawkeye sports teams. Be sure to check out our Black and Gold Roundup on tomorrow's evening's show. That's all we have here in the sports studio. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Annie. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into Wednesday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Read about the rebuilding of the Sufflet Bridge in Johnson County.
And find out what students thought of the second presidential debate. Now that's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV.
Be sure to check us out at the same time tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com. Thanks for watching and have a great night.